Hello, good evening. Um, I hardly ever do something but love people. I love to express my feelings. I hardly ever go live. I don't know why. And I had a really great phone with a great front-facing camera on it. Now I'm back to like a really sluggish phone, so I apologize for the quality. I really do. I apologize for the audio quality. Not sure how this is going to turn out. You might not even be able to hear a word I'm saying. But I, again, hardly ever go live. So I'm going live now. No, I actually am on my day off. I have split days off, which sucks, okay, because the first half of my day is like, yay, I'm off, and then the second part of my day is like, oh crap, work tomorrow. So it's like get in the work routine to get everything ready for work tomorrow and stress about it and worry about it and all of that. So that's what I hate because you don't really have, a whole day to like go have fun and then you could recuperate the next day. And we had a shift bit where we had to every 6 months, and I got it scheduled now. I like it somewhat, but it's still split days, but it's 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. I'm off Mondays, which are the busiest days of the week, so I love the fact that I'm off Monday. And I work Tuesday through Friday from 8 a.m. until 5 p.m. I'm off on Saturday. I pop my head up in there Sunday, the slowest day of the week, maybe 5 calls the entire shift. And I'm off on Monday. So it's like that Sunday that I have to work, it's slow, nobody's there really, it's laid back. So it's almost like I have 3 days off. And I, work 4 days straight. Right now I'm working 3 days straight. I get a day off, and I work 2 days, and then I get another day off. But yeah, the weather's changing, time is changing, everything. Toyota Corolla, I do not have those. I let those run down into the ground. So now, until I can save up the money to buy a car outright or go to a buy here, pay here lot, I rely on public transportation. So I ride Greenlink because I live in Greenville in the city. So I absolutely actually like public transportation. I've seen it in movies before, and I was like, cool, okay, there's buses. Like, has a bus system. It was cool. But yeah, I get up at 5:30 every morning, get ready to catch the 6 o'clock bus. I catch it. I get to work at like 6:20, 6:25, and my schedule does not start until 7:30. So I'm there like an hour, over an hour early for my shift. So that's a good thing because I know I'm not going to be late. But it just sucks because I sit there and I am there the entire day. And I get off at 4:30. So when I get off at 4:30, unfortunately, the buses are timed to leave exactly at 4:30. And the bus station is like a 2-minute walk from where I work. So I run to go catch the bus, and I see the buses pulling out. So depressing, so depressing. So I sit at the bus station an hour. I sit there until 5:30, and that's when the next buses leave. So yeah, I wake up at 5:30 in the morning. I get home around 6:30, and I get paid for 8 hours. But I spend a lot of my time at Blackboard. I really enjoy working for the company. It's cool because you're working with college students, you're working with young students going to school. They don't know anything about financial aid. They don't know anything about, like, they're really confused about the whole process. And now that I've been trained on how financial aid works, it makes me like happy because I can assist people and ease them. Because people are like, oh my god, my financial aid, I applied for it and it's not paying for my classes. But now that I know certain terms like disbursement and stuff like that, it just makes me happy that I'm like, calm down, everything's okay. But I enjoy doing stuff like that. Yes, I get cussed out with any kind of contact center job. People are going to call you because they're not going to say, oh, guess what? I'm having a lovely day. Did everything perfect. Just calling to let you know. Maybe 1 in a million times that would happen. Typically, they're calling in because they have a problem or they are really pissed off. Especially now, since classes have begun, people are expecting refunds from financial aid. I did not know that you got big refunds like this. Some people are getting $9,000, $10,000 refunds because they apply for loans that they don't need because their grants are paying for their classes. And they're like, okay, I have a car payment due tomorrow and I have this due tomorrow. I need this money. And you feel bad for them because it's like my car is going to be repossessed if I don't have my refund money by tomorrow. So, like, we have stressful situations like that. We have had situations at other campuses, our other sites, not our site, but with students calling in, threatening, either harm to themselves, harm to the employees, because they're like, okay, I'm depressed, I'm quitting school, And we have to, take this very seriously because we don't want a student to take their life. We don't want anything like that to happen. So we have to flag a supervisor down. We contact local authorities and make sure that everything is okay. So I do like that about the company, that they have certain policies like that in place, because suicide is big. Like in me, I hate suicide because I have been affected by like a family member of mine committed suicide, and like a family friend, my dad's friend that I knew all my life, he committed suicide a few years back, and it's such like a taboo subject. People don't want to talk about it. They're like, oh, don't talk about that. Why not? I mean, it happens. It's part of life. It shouldn't be a part of life, but mental illness needs to be a top priority here within the United States. And I'm going from subject to subject, but I'm just ranting, expressing my views. But my opinion is mental illness, mental health is very, very important. Because, like, when you think about the guns and stuff like that, I'm going to be honest, I am not educated, like, on the gun situation, the laws and policies. I don't own a gun. Never really been interested in owning a gun. But it just hurts me to see, like, things that are happening, in Las Vegas. Being able to carry 23 weapons into a hotel without being... I mean, that's his right, yes, Second Amendment. I believe, don't take that right away. Don't amend the Constitution anymore, even though we have amendments that were placed, in the Constitution years ago. We don't need to amend it anymore. However, we need to have regulations in place, because, I mean, if I am, like, mentally ill, depressed, that needs to be taken care of. I don't need to be issued a gun. I really don't. And I think that maybe some people might need to be evaluated every now and again if they do own a weapon. That way we can make sure that they're not going to do bodily harm to themselves with a weapon. Even though they could, choose another method, we're still they can choose another method, not guaranteed that they will choose another method. They may prefer, never mind, I'll shut up. But, like, it's a big issue. There's different sides to every story. There's a lot of people that are conservative, that are my friends. Love you, support you. I know people have different viewpoints. I'm more laid back. I'm more, like, liberal, I guess. I'm just not getting into politics, and I'm not an expert in politics. I just am trying to be an informed citizen, and I really like discussing, okay, this is my guilty pleasure. I actually watch, when I get home, I pull up YouTube and I watch The View, because I love hearing hot topics, and I love, people just expressing their view without getting into a physical altercation, just, expressing your view with other people, so that way, you can get informed and see their viewpoint. If we could just have a discussion like that, that'd be great. If people were open-minded to just sit down and, share their opinions, share their viewpoints on different subjects, different matters, in a civilized manner. But, yeah, like, I don't really talk a lot. I'm not social. Yeah, I work in a contact center. And people are like, okay, you're shy. I am a shy individual. I grew up very shy. If you knew me, you probably went to school with me, you knew I didn't talk that much. Now, what I do is if I'm recording myself, people are like, why did you DJ if you're shy? It's like, you're not right in front of me, these people. So in my head, I'm just imagining that whatever I'm saying, whatever I'm doing, it's not going to go anywhere. It's not going to be viewed. That helps me as far as, broadcasting myself and getting over that fear. It's like, okay, I'm just speaking in a mirror, because nobody's going to watch this. Even though they do in reality, I just tell myself, but nobody's going to watch me. So that way, it's just like me talking to me, my own personal diary. That helps me get over the shyness a little bit, so I can express my views and opinions and get a conversation started. No. I am, sleep deprived. I'm very manic right now. I have to get up at 5:30 again in the morning. I do have to go to bed at some point in time. We have a friend to come over to bring me something to help me go to sleep. A little bit of alcohol. But what I do want to talk about, I guess, before I go off the air or off of live is where I work. It's just a really great company. I've worked for several companies. That's sad to say, because I'm 29 years old, and it's like, oh, you're job hopping. Yes, I am. But this job right here, I really do want to make into a career. I love it that much. And I've gotten kudos, which is like a great job, congratulations, way to go, for like 3 or 4 other colleges. But the one I received Saturday really touched me because it wasn't like the supervisor just monitoring your call and saying, oh, you did a good job on that call. This was actually the client who agreed to sign a contract with our company and say, hey, we have a lot of calls coming into our college. We don't have enough staff here really to answer those calls, so we're going to give you X amount of money if you can, have agents prepared to take the calls. And of course, they want to listen to the calls that your agents are taking to make sure that they're treating their students right, because you don't want people, all like not giving a crap when they answer the phone, like, what do you want? So the fact that I actually had, college directors listening to a call without me knowing it until afterwards, and then them giving me positive feedback on that, it just made me really happy. It's like, okay, well, I'm doing my job great, and I'm glad that I'm getting recognized for that. I think it helps the company, definitely, because it's a positive review for the company, because it's like, okay, great, they have great employees. They're teaching them right, and I just go to work. I go to work to make money, yes, but I enjoy going to work, so it's more of, it's fun for me going to work, because I get to talk with students. I get to explain, hey, I went to college before. I was in the same situation you were in. I really do care. I really, really do care. I invest my time, my emotions, which they say you don't invest your emotions typically, but I do. I try to empathize with the people. But yeah, I really enjoy my job. I mean, I don't know where I'm going with this. I'm just ranting and raving because, again, I'm bored for one reason. But, yeah, okay, if you've never worked in a contact center, I will eventually one day. I keep saying this. I want to make a YouTube video that explains how, call centers and contact centers work. Because really, you have to, it's not for everybody. Some people will come in the first day, like during training, nah, I can't do this. And people that I try to explain my job to, they're like, oh, okay, you have it easy. Well, now it's easy, yes, but it's not all easy, unfortunately. We have a lot of different things that can happen. You have to learn a lot. You have to know, okay, you can't go over a certain amount of, you have an average handle time on your calls. So, if you're talking to your students for 20 minutes on every single call, you're building a rapport with them, talking, chilling. That's great. Your average handle time is going to be way up there, and that's one of the metrics that you have to meet. That's part of the contract with the college, and you're going to get in trouble. So you have to watch out for that. Your quality. We have quality analysts that will actually listen to your call to make sure you're hitting 20, 25 points that are on the grade sheet. You have to make sure you're hitting that on every call, because they're going to pull calls at random. And if you fail at those calls, they'll let you go. So you have to make sure every call you're following every single point. The students will try to get you off track. They don't know that you're following, a script. You have to make sure you verify. This is a big thing with the college. You have to make sure you're verifying students, when they call in, because you don't want parents calling in about their student's account, and you're like, oh yeah, they're getting a refund for $4,500. And then you would have the student not wanting the parents to know that. That does happen. People will call in about stuff that's not their business. But there's federal guidelines that are in place that state that we have to verify a student's account a certain way. If we don't, then the college can be sued. It is a big deal. If you're caught not verifying the student properly on the phone, you're immediately terminated. So, but I agree with stuff like that. People see a big deal with that, but even though a student's 17 years old, we have 17-year-old students, the parents are like, they're not even of legal age yet. Yes, but you're going to college. You're trying to be a responsible adult. You're furthering your education. We have a lot of parents that will do the entire financial aid process for their student. I don't believe in that. I think that if you're going to college, you really need to try to do everything yourself. Even if you don't understand it, reach out to financial aid, ask us questions on how to complete something. But we have a lot of parents calling in, I'm doing the whole process for my student. It's like, no, you need to let the reins go, because they're venturing off to college. They need to start learning things in the real world, because this might come up again. I don't know where I'm going with this, but I just have a lot on my mind. But I know this makes no sense. It's probably boring. I'm not really structured when I talk. I can jump from point to point to point, and people will be like, what the hell are you talking about? But one of my ambitions in life, I've always worked for call centers, and it's like every time I go into a call center, they put you through training, whether it be a 2-day training or a 5-week training. I was like, ooh, I'd love to be a trainer because I'd like to have that information and then be able to teach other people that information. Because I was thinking when I was younger, ooh, a teacher would be a nice profession to get into. Well, yes, I wouldn't want to deal with students. I would just want to deal with, grown adults. And that's why I would love to be a trainer. And that's why I want to stay with the company I'm with, show them that I am dependable, that I'm a good employee, so that way they can look at me and say, okay, we're evaluating you, you've done great, here's an opportunity for a training position or whatever, that may be off the phones, so I can move up within the company and learn more, I mean, I love my job. That sounds so weird because a lot of people hate their job. If you hate your job, you only have one life to live, okay? If you hate your job, try to find something that you enjoy. That's the only advice I can give you. If you have to stay with your job because of whatever situation you're in right now, I understand that. But try to better yourself if you can. Because when you think about it, when you turn 60 years old, 65, and you retire, and you're like, okay, I worked 20 years at this job that I absolutely hated. That's 20 years of your life, and you're basically bookmarking that, putting that all together, and be like, well, that was crap. You want to make your life great. You want to make sure that toward the end of your life, you're like, I live my life right. I enjoy the majority of it. Where am I going with this? I don't know. Can I delete this? Because I'm not making any sense at all. Again, I'm sleep deprived. But, oh my gosh. I don't even know if people can hear me, but I'm getting off of here because, again, excuse me, I'm so professional when it comes to stuff like this. Oh my gosh. But I need better lighting in here. I live in a big room though, and I apologize for the mess. I live with my father and my grandmother in a basement apartment, and this is mine and my girlfriend's room. And it looks like crap, so I apologize. But look, it is a pretty good sized room. It is all cement. So there's no windows in here, and it's like, oh my god, you don't know what time of day it is. But no, I actually enjoy living down here. It's so secluded. I'm getting tired now because I'm running out of energy by talking. So I guess that was what my goal was, is to run down some of my energy so I'll get tired and go to sleep so I can be at work tomorrow just bright and chipper and ready to talk to people. Oh boy, oh boy. Oh my gosh. Another thing that I've been thinking about is writing. At work, we do have downtime during certain parts of the year, like after classes already start, people are like, okay, my financial aid already hit, I already got my refund. Why do I need to call financial aid? So we're not getting as many calls as we do like during the summertime, like, oh my god, how do I do this? So we have downtime between calls, like 10, 20, 30 minutes, and you have the opportunity to sit there, read, and do whatever you need to do. And it's like, I wonder if I should start writing, write a book. It came to my mind, just an idea. I don't even know where I would begin with writing a book, but I would be interested in doing it. So if any of you have ever written a book or know any information about how hard it is or what is involved, please let me know. Please comment and let me know, because I am seriously thinking about writing a book. Now, whether it's fiction or non-fiction, I have no earthly idea. Not a clue. Yeah, Hillary Clinton wrote a book. I'm sure she wrote a lot of books, but you hear... Where am I going? J.K. Rowling wrote books that I loved. I love the Harry Potter series because I am Harry Potter. Everybody says it look like Tobey Maguire. Well, not so much now. But like my pictures on Facebook, if you go back, people actually said it looked like Tobey Maguire. People used to call me Harry Potter just because I had glasses, and I was like, okay, Daniel Radcliffe has a lot more going on than just the glasses, okay? But people said, I look like the guy from Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire. I don't know that. I find that a compliment. But do you see any resemblance at all? And if you know my father, or if you've seen pictures of my father, he was always told he looks like Kiefer Sutherland. Too bad we're not them, where we have the money. But no. Getting way off subject, just talking about random crap that you don't care about. That's why I don't DJ anymore. They're like, okay, you're just rambling on and not playing music. Why are you just talking? Because I want to talk. I need to get this off of my chest. You're my counselor. Counselors are too much money, so this is just like a free click away. You just click the go live button, and you're my counselor. People are going to look at this that I know, and they're going to be like, oh my gosh, what are you doing? But yeah, okay, now that I'm talking still, and I'm not able to disconnect, I really want to write a book, yeah, duh. But I want to become a YouTuber, not like a real big famous YouTuber. You know, I do enjoy recording videos, making YouTube. I am considered a YouTube partner, so I do get paid for the content that I publish. I don't get paid that much because I don't have a large audience. And it's like, okay, I need ideas on videos to make and ideas on how to market those videos to where, they reach a greater audience. And that is one thing that I do need to work on. So that way I'll have like a part-time thing going on. I could do like a explanation of how call centers work. I could do an explanation of how financial aid works. If students have questions like, oh my God, how do I do this? I can explain it from point A to point Z. But that would be boring. I mean, you would think, okay, people aren't going to click on that. They need something entertaining. I do have one video that has 37,000 and like 900 views, and that is the highest viewed video I have ever made. And it's just a video of me doing a review of the Dell Inspiron 1764. When I first got it, I pulled it out of the box and I was like, oh my God, I'm recording this and putting this on YouTube. So I was like, okay, this is the screen, here's where the headphones go, this is what kind of processor it has, this is how much money it is. And that's like right when it came out. Have 37,900 views. YouTube sent me a check for $100. Well, actually, Google sent me a check for $100, and I was like, what? So I mean, if I could get like several videos where I'm getting to posting regularly, and I have something where people are interested in watching, that would be a good side job. I can make a little bit extra money. That'd be fun to do. But I don't have that creative mindset, or at least I don't think I do. So I need assistance, please, with ideas of what to talk about and what to do. So, anyway, I'm gone because my voice is hoarse. I'm running out of things to talk about. But, that's one thing you gotta watch when you're on the phone at a call center. Don't say, but, like fillers is what they're called. Don't do that. It says the person that does it all the time. Because it looks so unprofessional and you look like you don't know what you're talking about. It really does. When you listen to the callback, you're like, oh my God, that sounds so stupid. Well, why would I believe me if I called me and said, where's my refund? Your refund went in the mail like 3 weeks ago? Yeah, that doesn't sound very convincing at all. So that's a very big obstacle to try to overcome when you're working in a call center. It's the fillers and dead air. But again, I will save all that for a fun YouTube video explaining the different parts of the call center. So just in case you're wanting a job at the call center, you can do it, or you're like, no, screw that, I ain't doing that. Anyway, I love you all. Good night. And this will be deleted because I will wake up in the morning like, what in the world did I do? Okay, how do I end this? Anyway, friends, family, whoever you are, I don't even know who is watching this, whatnot. If you're a friend, if you're a family, I love you the same. I love you all. Have a good